Hi, in this video, I'm going to be picking winners for week 16 of NFL season 2025. Um, I got 4 upset picks out of 16 games this week. A lot of upset picks, so let's get right into it. First game is the Thursday night football game. Los Angeles Rams at Seattle Seahawks. Pretty epic showdown on Thursday night. I decided to pick the upset, which is the Rams, which is a little strange to me. I feel like the Rams have been the better overall team. This game essentially will decide, not necessarily, but it could decide the winner of not only the NFC West but of the NFC. Because if the Rams win, they got 2 easy games to go. This is their hardest game left. So if they win, pretty much Rams, in a way, got it locked up. Seattle Seahawks, they still got to play San Francisco 49ers at week 18. So that's a tough game for them as well as this one. They could win both those games. They could split them. They could lose them both. Maybe more pressure on Seattle to win, because Rams could win last 2. But Rams and their power this year and them looking probably just to secure the number 1 seed, coming off an impressive victory last week against Detroit. And I'm just feeling the Rams more, and I picked them before the season started. Last year, Sam Darnold and the Vikings had a chance to win the division against Detroit Lions. In week 18, that was the deciding match. So now I think that the Rams will be that team beating Sam Darnold and the Seahawks. Okay, so I got Rams. Next game, and that's an upset pick, by the way. Next game, there's 2 Saturday games this week. So first of 2 is Philadelphia Eagles at Washington Commanders. I'm picking the Philadelphia Eagles. I think all the experts so far have picked the Eagles except Graziano. He's probably trying to get up in the standings right now. So I think everybody's really on the Eagles. So I got Eagles here. Green Bay Packers at Chicago Bears. That's the next Saturday game. Wow, the Green Bay Packers had a disaster happen, a mini disaster with the Micah Parsons injury. So I'm picking Chicago Bears. It's they could still be good, but man, that was a devastating moment for them. Moving on to the 1 p.m. Eastern time games, starting it off with Buffalo Bills at Cleveland Browns. I'm clearly taking Buffalo Bills here. They're still in play for a lot of playoff seeding stuff. And Cleveland's, they're eliminated from playoff contention. And by the way, my second upset pick was Chicago Bears. So Rams and Bears, also really 2 good teams. So not necessarily the strongest upset picks, but I got 2 other ones. And the next game is an upset pick. Los Angeles Chargers at Dallas Cowboys. I'm picking the upset. I'm picking Chargers. Picking Dallas this year has been a disaster. Speaking of disasters, picking them to win the division, they had an opportunity, they let it slip away with that loss last week. Now Philadelphia is more so taking control of the division. Philadelphia, if they win one of their last 3 games, that's it. They win the division. Dallas has to win all 3 of their last games, and Philadelphia has to lose their last 3 games, and that's Dallas's only hope to make the playoffs pretty much at this point. They might still be in. No, I don't even think they're in play for a wild card anymore. Yeah, so Dallas, I picked you to win the division. I don't think you can anymore. Philadelphia, I don't think they're going to lose their last 3 games. I'm picking you in games and key moments, and not even some not so key moments, and you guys lost it. And then picking against you guys, and then you guys win. So I don't even know what to do, but I'm definitely taking the Chargers here. Next game, Kansas City Chiefs at Tennessee Titans. Patrick Mahomes is also injured and out for the year. He had a devastating injury, but I don't know. He had like bags under his eyes, probably from all of his kids, and honestly, like he's been playing the hardest and the longest, and like winning so much. So he probably needs like maybe like I don't know if it will be like hopefully like some downtime for him. I'm going to still pick the Kansas City Chiefs against the Titans with Gardner Minshew playing for the Chiefs. He can light it up. Next game, Cincinnati Bengals at Miami Dolphins. I didn't know who to pick. You know, both teams are eliminated from playoff contention, not really playing for anything, really. But Cincinnati is minus 3.5, so when in doubt, minus 3.5. Picking Cincinnati Bengals. Next game is New York Jets at New Orleans Saints. New Orleans has had some pretty impressive victories this year, especially with last week them beating the Panthers. I mean, come on, Panthers, you guys are in a division battle. You could have took first place in the division against the Saints and you blew it. Was that you guys like being inconsistent, or was that the Saints like having some life in them? Maybe a little bit of both. I'm not picking the Jets here, I'm picking the Saints. Next game is Minnesota Vikings at New York Giants. The Giants are a 2-win team. They lost to the Commanders last week in a battle of who would break their long losing streak. So they couldn't even win that one. Minnesota, pretty good victory last week. I'm taking Minnesota Vikings. Minnesota just beat Dallas. Pretty good. Tampa Bay Buccaneers at Carolina Panthers. So both these teams are 7-7. So they're battling for the playoff spot, the division winner in the NFC South. And they're going to play each other again in Week 18. So this one doesn't necessarily decide it. But I'm picking Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They're the favorites in the game. Look for them to get back on track. The Panthers lost against the Saints last week. Like I said, they're inconsistent. Tampa Bay, you know, Evans is back. You know, Godwin's going to be there. Ibuka. They're, you know, Mayfield getting some guys back and maybe like getting off the schneid. Their coach called them out, so I think they will win this game. I'm picking Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Moving on to the 4 p.m. Eastern time games, there's 5 of them. First game to pick is Jacksonville Jaguars at Denver Broncos. Picking the Jaguars this year has been good. Because I picked them to win the division, and right now they're in first, and they win key games, and like maybe I missed them a couple times, but they've still been really good. But this week is different. They're playing against Denver Broncos. Picking the Denver Broncos has been good too. Like I didn't pick them to win the division. I picked the Chiefs, but picking them in season, I feel like I pick them every week, and every week they win. I'm picking Denver Broncos. They're getting that number 1 seed. I don't know. Like, why would they let this opportunity go? They win close games. They're so tough. I mean, Jacksonville's really good too, but this is just the Denver Broncos moment. Next game, Atlanta Falcons at Arizona Cardinals. Man, the Cardinals are on a long losing streak, and I hate to pick Atlanta because they're bad too. But I'm just going to take the Falcons. They're the favorites, -3. That's good enough for me. Pittsburgh Steelers at Detroit Lions is the next game. I'm picking Detroit Lions here. They're in a battle for the wild card spot. They need to get in, and they need to go. They need to go on a winning streak to win that last wild card berth that could be available for them. Pittsburgh, you know, they're not as explosive or they're not as powerful as Detroit is. I don't think. Pittsburgh's in the lead in their division, but they got a game lead on Baltimore. Whereas Detroit's a game back, and they're a couple games back in the division. Not sure like if they're 2 or 3 games back, but they play Chicago later. I just feel like the game is more crucial, and I feel like Detroit will rise to the occasion here and win this game. Next game to pick is Las Vegas Raiders at Houston Texans. Houston's been so good and so hot, and Las Vegas has it. Houston Texans for sure on this one. Okay, next game is Sunday Night Football. New England Patriots at Baltimore Ravens, and I'm taking the upset here. My fourth upset pick, and I'm taking New England Patriots. New England's just been too good this year to not pick them right now. After that long streak, that long winning streak they had. And so what if they lost to Buffalo last week in a division battle in a high-scoring game that came down to the end? You know, they're too good. They're too good. Baltimore's good too, and I still think they can win the division. But I picked Pittsburgh to lose, and so I'll pick Baltimore to lose too. So the Ravens will still be one behind, and the Ravens and Steelers will play each other, I think, in Week 18, if I'm not mistaken. So we'll see what happens. New England Patriots for Sunday Night Football. Moving on to Monday Night Football, San Francisco 49ers at Indianapolis Colts. Phillip Rivers making a return. They played pretty good, pretty tough against the Seahawks last week. Almost pulled it out. Only lost by 2 on a field goal at the end of the fourth quarter. I want to pick the Colts, but I just couldn't do it. Phillip Rivers doesn't have that like scrambling and athletic ability that Daniel Jones has. So that's like a missing element from the Colts offense. And not only that, during the Colts' 4-game losing streak, those first 2 games that the Colts lost, Daniel Jones' numbers were down. And they've lost their last 4 games. The Niners, they're competing for a wild card spot in the NFC. They've been more consistent recently. At least they got 1 game under their belt as a win. Gosh, I want to pick the Colts so bad. I was gonna pick the 5th upset, but I didn't, because like San Francisco is -6.5 favorites. So, and they have been good this year. I just don't know, like Indianapolis. They can't. I don't think they can. I'm just picking San Francisco 49ers on Monday Night Football. Hopefully I get it right. Picks is coming down to the wire here. You know, it's been a pretty good showing for picks this year. So I hope Week 16. I hope this fourth quarter can go good, so we can have a good picks. Thanks for watching. I'm gonna pick again next week for Week 17 picks. Check it out.